I mean, I think we're seeing foundations for starting to be companies that are survivors from that time frame, and the strong companies when you invest in them. And I think we have a number of them, hopefully, and we believe so. They're still thriving, and the markets will come back, and the markets will recognize that. I mean, even in the last week, we've had a number of IPOs that have done quite well. We'll see if that is a blip or a trend. But the most important thing for us is investing in making companies great, and then they have all the options they want, whether that's to go public or stay private.
There were 10, I'm sorry, Reed.
All I was going to say is we have a focus on software from consumer, mobile, enterprise, and there are massively scalable opportunities still in those spaces. So in terms of the fact that there may be some depressed M&A markets, and sometimes actually I think companies taking a little longer to go public, but I think if you look at Facebook, LinkedIn, other things, they're building up a massive amount of momentum to going. So yes, they could have gone earlier, but they're actually building into a momentum and building very big companies.
To be clear, by the way, the funds that are in those years, the last 5-7 years, we think those will be our best funds ever.
Best funds ever. Yep. There are 8 venture-backed IPOs last quarter. It took them an average of 10.4 years, which is increasing to get public, and 156 million in venture capital. That speaks to your last comment on that people are taking a little longer. One of the problems, though, is that some of these startups that go public, they're making it to the public's phase, but they're very thinly traded, and the VCs can't get out of them. So it's not even a liquidity event for the VC, at least to actually get out of the stock right away. So you guys seem pretty bullish on this, but all the stats suggest things aren't looking too good. Are we counting too much on Facebook, LinkedIn, Zynga moving us to the next level in the VC industry? Or is there a wider platform of companies?
I mean, my first thing is a lot of investing, both angel and venture, is about getting the blockbusters, right? So it really matters to be in the very big ones, and then you don't have those problems of, like, for example, thin liquidity, et cetera. There may be some IPOs where it's like, look, it takes longer to get out, and then that's more of a mid-result as opposed to spectacular result. But when I, for example, look at my own angel portfolio, it's like, well, take the biggest one, factor that out. That's half of the whole portfolio.
What's the biggest one?
Well, for me,
Facebook.
probably LinkedIn and then
LinkedIn.
Facebook.
Oh, okay, but LinkedIn because you're a founder, not because you're an angel investor.
Oh, but I also put money into the Series A.
You did, okay.
Yeah.
Who's going to go public first? LinkedIn, Facebook, or Zynga? Now, you guys are investors in all three, so you could obviously speak to this.
I mean, the great news for us is, if you look at most people's lists of the top 5 candidates to go public, we've got 3 of them. And if you want to include Reed's board on Zynga, I think we may have 4 of them.
What's the 4th one? Facebook, Zynga, LinkedIn, what's
and Pandora.
Oh, so Pandora's, you're looking at Pandora for an IPO now.
Pandora.
Last summer they said they were going out of business.
Any of these companies are the kind of businesses that are doing incredibly well at a scale where they have all kinds of opportunities for them. That doesn't mean they will. That doesn't mean they should. Those kind of companies, you also, when you get to that kind of a company, you also want to be incredibly careful because it's a precious thing, and they're wonderful things to be involved with. Very excited and honored to be involved with those entrepreneurs. But whether they decide to do that or not, something for us to comment on. But once you get there, you have all kinds of options.